afternoon and welcome to this week's Tech Tuesday Lunch and Learn. Tech Bites is part of Southwest REC's professional development for our New Mexico educators, and we are glad that you are here watching. So please join in. This is one of our short sessions that we hope you can get something during your lunch break that will help you be more proficient in your day-to-day work environment. So today we are going to talk about doing your hyperlinks and putting these into your documents. Now I'm going to focus on Microsoft Word, but once you get this down in Microsoft Word, you'll be able to use this in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint. You'll be able to put this across the board in any of your other documents as well. So in case I forgot to say this, my name is Prestine Parton. I am the Technology Director in your Tech Bites. And so we are glad to have you here. So we'll jump right in and let's go ahead and get started. So please ask questions as I am going through with this. This is for your benefit, so don't feel afraid to stop me. This is for you. So please go ahead and stop me if you have a question. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared here. And let me get that out of our way. And all right, let's see here. Okay, so I've started this document here, and I'm hoping that we can get through these different items here on sharing hyperlinks. And as I mentioned, we are going to focus on Microsoft Word, but once you get the hang of this in Microsoft Word, you'll be able to transfer this same process with any of the different products. You can use it in Excel, you can use it in PowerPoint, you'll be able to use this across the board. So never fear, this is something that once you get the hang of it, it's going to be pretty universal across the different things. So the first thing I would like to share with you is how to insert a hyperlink to an external web page. And so we're going to take a look at it here. So if I wanted to have a document, maybe I have it for my students and I want them to research something, I might go ahead and look this up for them, especially if they're younger students, and I could look up a site that I want them to go to, and I could put this into a document, and all they would have to do is click on this. And so I would have to do a little bit of research and look at this ahead of time and get that information. So if I was on the web and I found a site that I wanted them to use, then I would go and I would just copy that website. So I'm going to copy that website. I'm going to find the word that I want to make the hyperlink. So I'm going to copy that word, just like I've done right here. And now in my ribbon up here, I'm going to click on Insert. And if I look up here, I'm going to see Link. So I'm going to click on the link, and this little box is going to come up. And I will see here some items over here. So my choices are existing file or web page, place in this document, create new document, or email address. And I want to go to a web page. So the word that I have highlighted is going to show right up here. And the address is the one that I just copied. So I am going to paste what I just copied right in there. So if I will put that in there and say, okay, you can see now I have that hyperlink built right in. So if I were to hover over this, I can see that if I just hit Control and click, it's going to let me click on that. And you didn't see it because I was moving my screen. So I'm going to do that one more time for you. But if I click over here and do that, it's just going to go ahead and go right to that page. So that hyperlink did work. So that was fun. So that'll work on any website, web page that you copy and paste in to that particular area. So Easy as that. You just highlight the word, you go into insert on your ribbon, you find link across that ribbon. And again, you would just say existing file or web page, and you would paste it right in here where it says address. And then when you click on OK, it becomes your hyperlink. Very easy to put a web page right into your document. Next, if you wanted to put a hyperlink into the same document, so sometimes you have a really long document, and so instead of having people scroll forever trying to find something that you have referred to, so in my paragraph right here, I'm telling you that maybe you have something and it tells you, you might tell a reader that they're going to find more information on this subject in categories. Well, instead of them having to search and search and search for that categories area, you could put a link, and that way they could just click on it and go straight to categories. And you'll see this a lot with people who will put a table of contents, and they just click on the title and it jumps right to that table of contents. And that's exactly what they're doing, is they are creating links. So that is something that is easy to do. What I've done with my students is I've created Word documents and had some little fun with them, being able to go forward and backward and to a home page and things like that. So what you need to do, though, to get a little started there is in that document, you'll want to bookmark some pages to make it easier for them to do. And so I'm just going to show you real fast. And again, I'm still on the insert on my ribbon up here, and you'll see that bookmark is right next to link. They go hand in hand, and you'll see in that whole category, it says link. So those go hand in hand. So I'm just going to show you real fast how to do a bookmark. Very, very easy to do. You're going to find the area that you want your reader to jump to, and you're going to bookmark that. So if I wanted to go, let's say I'm going to go here, which is my home page, I'm going to put my cursor right here. And I'm going to go to bookmarks. So I'm going to bookmark that page. And I'm just going to give it a name. And so I'm going to type in title page. Oops. Now, the only thing you have to remember here, and it's always hard for me because I was a language arts teacher, so I want everything to be proper, you cannot have any spaces. So whatever you title it, don't put any spaces. You can have letters and numbers, but you can't have any spaces. So I'm going to title it title page, and I'm going to add that right here. And so I put my cursor, I clicked on bookmark, and I titled it. Okay, so wherever you're going to want someone to jump to, you want to put a bookmark before you can link it. So now let's go right back where we were. And let's say that I wanted to link this to that title page. And I know the wording isn't going to match, but we're now going to link that back to that title page. So again, I'm going to go to insert on my ribbon, and I'm going to go to link. And now it's going to be a place in this document. So when I click on this, now I have some different options, and I'm going to go to bookmark, and I am going to go to title page. I just created that bookmark. And so now I can click on it and say, okay. Now you can see that it has become a hyperlink. And so if I will use my control click, well, it didn't like that, did it? It jumps right to that area. You can see my cursor is blinking right to where I added that bookmark. I'm going to show you, I mentioned about an activity that I did with my students. I did an author's purpose activity. So I went ahead and got that activity out, had to dig the dust off. I haven't been in the classroom for a very long time, but I did want to show you that. So here's an example of this author's purpose. And so author's purpose, it's as easy as pie. So author's purpose is to persuade, inform, or entertain. So that's what PIE stood for. And so you can see that I have this next button right here. So if I wanted them to go to the next page, then I could select this image. So it doesn't have to be words. It can even be a picture that you can link. So when I select that image and I go to link, and it's going to be somewhere in this document, I want it to go to that next page. So page 2, and I would say, okay. So now if my student clicked on that, oops, it has to be the control. I always forget the control button too. It would go to my next page. So my kids could navigate this activity by clicking on these buttons that I had put in here. Now this next page, you can see I have a home button as well, and the next button. So I would proceed through this activity, and now with my home button, I can go back to my insert and to my link. And now it's going to be my title page. So I'm going to go down here to title and click OK. So now this one's a link. So if I do control click, it's going back to my title page. And then again, I can go to next, and it's going to keep on. As I progress through my activity, now they can go back one page, or they can go back to the home page, or they can go forward. So I would go back and forth through this, and they could continue going through the activity. So again, back one page, forward a page, all the way to the home page. So my kids used to love to do this. Instead of scrolling, they would just click and click and click, because they like to be click happy at that age. So they were 6th graders, by the way. So this was just an activity. I used to do a lot of different things with them so that they would get comfortable with the mouse itself. They would get comfortable with doing different things on the computer. So for example, they would read this and they would decide if it was going to be to persuade, inform, entertain. And so they were supposed to delete the picture that they thought was the correct answer. So if they went here and they deleted it, then they could see that, oops, that was not the right answer and why it was not the right answer. If they went over here and deleted that one, nope, that wasn't the right answer either. And this is why. And they would go here and it would tell them, yep, this is why. So we always try to come up with things like this to get them comfortable with using technology and integrating it into their classroom lessons. So that's an example of using images instead of just words as hyperlinks as well. So just another way of using hyperlinks within the same document to be able to use that in your lesson. All right. Next, you might want to use a hyperlink that it gives someone an email address. And so I'm going to show you that. So we're going to, let's see, email me with suggestions for lunch and learn sessions. So tell me what you want to learn. So I could highlight email me and make that a link and have it put my email address right there. So again, insert on my ribbon. I'm going to go to link. And this time I'm going to go to the email address right here on the bottom. So I can put in my email address. I can even put in the subject right then and there. So the subject, lunch, learn ideas. And then this way, that one's not one that I want. That one was, oops, dear goodness. And that way it's already putting information in. And so I'm going to click on OK. You can see that it became a link. So now if this is in my document and somebody, my reader has clicked on it, maybe it's my student, and I want them to email me. This is going to open up on my computer's email program. if there's one installed, and it has opened up the email program. It's filled in. Goodness gracious, why is it doing that? I did something wrong. It's got the subject already in there. Let me see what I did wrong. You know, we're not professionals. This is just your teacher down the hall helping you out. So you know something's going to go a little crazy. So I'm going to do that over again. So, and don't worry, I'm going to show you how to fix those in a second. It's in one of my next pages here. So I'm going to highlight that area. I'm going to go to link. I'm going to go to email address. The email address is mine, and it automatically puts in that mail to as I start typing an email address. And the subject. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to say, okay. Now cross your fingers with me and let's hope that it works this time. And now I'm going to click on it, and there. Now it did it. So it automatically put my email address in for my reader. It's put in my subject for my reader. It opened up that person's email program on their computer. And all they have to do is just type in the email and send it, because all the hard stuff is there. They don't have to worry about typing my email address correctly. It's already there. And then as I get them, I recognize this as part of my assignment or part of the training that I did, because I have put that specific subject line in, and that helps me know that that's part of my training that I did or something along that line. So I can set that up really easily to be able to have that come straight to me, and I know by the subject where it's coming from. All right, now this one is pretty handy. You can insert a hyperlink that will start a brand new document. So maybe it's the beginning of a school year, maybe at the beginning of a semester break where you have new students, and you might want them to start a new document and tell you some information about themselves. That's just one example of several. So I'm going to have them start a new document, and they're going to tell me about themselves. And maybe I have some guiding questions that I've given them, and they can get started with that and take it from there. So I want them to start a new document. So that's going to be my link right there, new document. So again, insert on the ribbon. We are going to go to link, and this time it's going to be create new document. So new document is my words that I highlighted, and the name of the new document is going to be all about me. And then I want it to go to the full path is going to be listed up here. So for my computer, it's going straight to the downloads. That whatever it is set for right there is going to be just fine. And when do I want them to edit it? They can do it right now when they click on it, or they can do it later on. You decide depending on if it's an assignment or what this is actually for. And so I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to have it set for now. And then I'm going to say, okay. And it just, boom, opens up right then and there. Okay, because I said now. So it opened it up right then and there. But let's go back and do if it's set for later, and you'll see what that looks like. So I'm going to change that to later. New document is going to be, and I'm going to say, okay, oopsie. It's not going to let me because we just had that one. All about Prestine. All right, so now it's just a link in that document. So now you've actually have this to where a student or your class is going to see this later on, and now they're reading through it, and now they can click on this. Maybe it's a syllabus or something that they have digitally, so now they can go in at their time and they'll be able to click on this. So when I click on it now, it'll open up, and you can see it's already titled it and everything for them. So opens it right up. And of course, you can do this with different types of documents as well. So again, as I mentioned, once you get the hang of adding hyperlinks, even though I'm showing you in Microsoft Word, this box that you're seeing is going to be the same box that is going to pop up whether you're in PowerPoint, whether you're in Excel. You're going to see this over and over in all of Microsoft products. And so once you get the hang of it, it's going to be just repetitive in the other products. All right, so then maybe you've made a mistake and you need to change a hyperlink. You can do that very, very easily. And so what you're going to do is edit that hyperlink. So we've got some hyperlinks up here now, and we just need to edit them. So let's say that we wanted to change this one. We had Tech Bytes up here, so we're going to highlight that. And now if we right click on that to get that menu up here, you're going to see that there's an edit, open, copy, or remove. So we could take that hyperlink completely off by hitting remove, and it would no longer be a hyperlink. It would just be your regular text. And if you edit it, that box comes back up. So now if you just wanted it to be just the main site, you could just take out the pieces there. Or if you wanted it to be a totally different site, you could even do that as well. You could get a different link and copy it in there. So let's see if I have a website that I've created. So let me just create that. I don't know why wikis have suddenly become insecure sites, it says, but I'm going to change that. Instead of being Tech Bytes, I'm going to have it be my wiki. And so now I've changed it. And so now it's going to be, I'm going to bring this over so you can see it when it changes. Let's see. Come on. There it goes. And so then it just pulls that site right up. So you can double check your links, make sure that they work, and this one does. So you can change and edit those very easily. So that's as easy as that for changing and editing a hyperlink. And again, that deleting of the hyperlink just as easily. So back up here again, as I said, you can right click on there. You can remove that hyperlink. So when you click on remove hyperlink, just watch that link right there. When I hit remove, you can see it takes off that coloring and it shows that it's not a hyperlink. So there's nothing there. Even when I hover on it, there's nothing there anymore. So again, hyperlinks, very, very easy to put into your documents. And so, Jenna, this is, because I'm in Office 365, they always give you the most recent one. So I want to say that this is going to be probably 2019 is probably their most recent one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I was playing around while you were doing it, and I was trying to do put a website in there. It wasn't quite working, but I'm sure I did something just a little bit wrong. So,
well, I mean,
yeah.
it should be very, very similar. Was the pop-up a little bit different, or was it the ribbon that was different?
It was a little different. Like mine did not have like all the options, but I'm sure this version is maybe just outdated. So I was thinking maybe I need to update it, but
oh, okay.
Anyway.
And also it matters on the ribbon here. If you click on the arrow instead of the chain link, if you click on the arrow, then it starts showing like a bunch of different recent items that you've opened, and you have to go down here where it says insert link.
Okay. All right.
So I know that messes me up a lot.
I'll have to play around with it a little bit, but I was thinking this would have really been helpful when we had to do Zoom, because we had to do a bunch of online stuff for the kids and parents.
Oh, yeah.
And so I did finally figure out how to link YouTube and stuff in there, where they could just open it, pop it up.
Good.
So, yeah. So,
yes. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna, well, actually, I wanted to share a couple of things. I was gonna say, I'm gonna stop sharing, but let me, if you have time, I'm gonna share just a couple of quick things before I quit sharing. Share
Yeah.
before I quit sharing. How's that?
Yeah. That sounds good.
All right. I was just going to mention that we do have on our website, you do have links to Tech Bytes right here
Okay.
on here, and this will give you kind of just like a little background on Tech Bytes and a kind of a place where you can go and see what's coming up on our calendar with a little description. It also has our upcoming Tech Bytes schedule, then the entire schedule for the year with the other RECs of New Mexico, and then our archives. And so I wanted to just show you those as
Oh,
well.
that's great. Yeah.
Then our YouTube channel, what I do is after we record these, then I put them on our YouTube channel. So this is what, let's see.
That's great, because sometimes I see them and I think, oh, that looks really good, but it doesn't work with your schedule,
Oh,
so.
I know. Trying to pick a time that's going to be good for everyone. People have bus duties or whatever. It
Right.
doesn't always fit
Yeah.
in there. Or a parent is waiting at your door as soon as you get to school.
Yeah, I
Or
was
after
laughing because
school.
just today I've been doing Zoom meetings today, and one of the diags called and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Working on a report." And she said, "What are you going to be doing?" And I said, "I'm waiting to join a meeting." And she goes, "Do you want to join a meeting?" She named the student, and I said, "Well, of course. When is it?" She's like, "In 5 minutes." I was like, "Oh, well, I have another meeting in 5 minutes." She'd forgot to invite me. I was like, "Oh man."
Oh gosh, yeah. Yep, I remember those days very well. And we didn't have Zoom back then. You had to
Oh,
run
I
down
know.
the
Every time we
hall.
log into Zoom now, I just think about what a foreign concept it was, just a couple of
Oh
years
my
ago.
gosh.
So,
Yes, it would have been so much easier if we'd had Zoom
yes, yeah,
pre-pandemic.
I
It would have made
know.
things so much
Yeah,
easier.
yeah.
So, but we do have, this is what the scheduling looks like when you
Okay,
click on the schedule. And so we have this tech initiative that the governor actually put into place this year, and we're hoping that it continues because it's been fantastic. And Tech Bits and Tech Bytes is one piece of it. And we had started doing it before the initiative came along, but this has really been great because it's opened it up for all of the other RECs to kind of hop on and do this too. So I keep
yeah, I'm
the left
anxious to
side.
take some of the Google Doc ones because I think that's like a big thing right now. So anyway,
Yeah, I mean, Google sometimes isn't as secure, and that's why I've always been Microsoft. I've been with Microsoft stuff since, well, I was with Deming Public Schools for 19 years before I came over to the REC. So I've been with Microsoft since like 2011, I think. So, I've got their features inside and out, but I've done trainings on both. But now with the other RECs, at least they can handle a little bit faster the Google Doc stuff.
So
But I can do
OneDrive
both.
through Microsoft? Is that through Microsoft OneDrive?
OneDrive is Microsoft.
Okay,
So,
because
I mean,
someone just told me yesterday we were talking about saving documents and all that stuff, and they said that they use OneDrive because it's very secure. So
it is. It's
yeah.
encrypted and everything, so it's super, super secure. But I do have like ours are here on the left, and then all of the other RECs and all of their different ones that they're offering, I have here on the right. And so I try to keep up. I've been out, to be honest, so I've got to catch this right hand side up. And so if you click on this one, then it's going to show you the whole year's worth and everything. So I've got them tabs already open because it sometimes takes a little while. But here is like the entire rest of this year's schedule through May of what's being offered through all of us. And so the turquoise is going to be REC, our Southwest REC, and then you've got some of the other ones that are jumping in and getting some of these just different times, different days, so that, hit or miss on, a teacher's schedule. But then they're all trying to get them recorded, and I'm trying to get all of them into one central place for everyone. So I'm hoping by the end of the month, I will have that, and I'll have it on our website where it's going to be. Because there's just, it's just like the teacher down the hall that you go to for some help. We're not professionals.
Oh yeah, I know. We have several people in our district. I work with the Lovington School District, and we have several people in there that we're like, man, they are so good at it. They're really good at doing all those things. And so You know, and that's nice if somebody can show you and then you're like, oh, I know how to do that now. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because I had a girlfriend that moved in that area, and I think she worked for Lovington for a little while before, and now I think she moved on to a different school district. But
what
you
was
know, I
her
used to,
name? I don't know. What did she do?
language arts mainly.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So,
but yeah, and then with these archived sessions, I'm going to bounce to that tab. Then
uh-huh.
any of the handouts or PowerPoints or anything, we add those
Okay.
in there.
Oh,
And
that's great.
then, yeah, that it's really good because you need all the tools and resources, and if we
Well,
have
I'll
links
be
in our
sure and tell my
PowerPoints,
the other occupational therapist, because sometimes I'll send it to them and say, look, this looks like it would be good. But like I said, you're not able to join it. And so I'll let them know
right?
that they can go back and do it. So,
Yeah, and then these recorded sessions are pretty much going to the YouTube channels that everybody,
okay.
that everybody has, and then eventually I'm going to have all of them under one YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
And so all of them will be accessed in one location. So you'll just have like this little buffet
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
resources from, just like I said, nothing real professional, but it's just you
Well, the
teaching them and I'll
hyperlinks would
help
be
you.
maybe be good because we were actually trying to figure out how, you know, everybody's trying to become more computer based. So it takes a lot of time to go find a teacher, get her to fill something out. Then you got to go back and pick it up, you know. So
Yes.
trying to like maybe create forms that we can just send and they can go in and fill it out and then you can get it back, you know. So
Mhm. Yeah,
um,
and I mean, if you guys think of something that, hey, because these lunch and
uh,
learns that we do
uh,
are just, like quick down and dirty. They're
yeah,
anywhere from like 10 minutes to 30 minutes.
right,
And then the hour-long sessions are going to be more of your ed tech stuff that people are like, hey, I heard about Ed Puzzle. Show me how it works. Or I've
right,
heard about quizzes or
yeah,
Quizlet, or that's going to
yeah,
be more of
Quizlet,
those
yeah,
kind of things.
yeah.
So,
So,
so anything that you guys, think about, hey, I'd like to learn about this, let us
yeah,
know. We'd love to
okay.
have some ideas because we'll start building next year's stuff too,
Yeah, it's
so
funny when we think back about when we went into the COVID lockdown, because I remember them telling us you're gonna have to do therapy remotely, and we're like, what? Like that'll never work, you know? And I remember
yeah.
us thinking there is no way that is gonna work. And I told somebody, I'll have to admit that after we were forced to do it, that I said a lot of students really could and they could do it and they could do it well. I said, of course, a lot of our students that are very involved, I didn't feel like it was successful at all, but there were kids that, and there were some kids that we even realized did better online. They had less
Yeah.
distractions. And so,
Yep.
anyway,
And it's amazing until you try it, you don't realize
but you know, you
that,
go in with your heels and you're like, no, no, I can't do that, you know. But I
that
also
for,
remember how stressful it was, just the huge learning curve for
yeah.
Zoom and how to let the kids access it and how, you know, and then nobody was on the right device. And, you know,
Yeah.
it was just a lot of obstacles to come through. So I'm glad
Yeah.
we don't have to do it now,
Yeah. Well,
but I
and for
guess it's good.
me,
Yeah.
For me, I had gotten my degree back in 2010 for educational technology, and I had
Uh,
been trying to tell them, the computer lab should be
yeah.
an extension of your class, just like with that,
Yeah.
author's purpose activity.
Yeah.
You're learning something in class, and then the computer, you're just enhancing it and
Right.
trying to get it to integrate and everything. And oh, they don't have time for that.
I wish Lovington would get more. I wish we would get more on board with the technology piece because I think so many of our students in special ed, there's so many things out there that they could be successful, you know,
Mhm.
with those tools, you know.
Yeah, they get into that, and that's how they
Uh,
learn. That's part of their
uh,
world and stuff. And
uh,
and they love to teach a teacher.
yeah.
They love
Yeah.
to show them
I
what
know
they
I
know
had
how
one
to
student
do.
that has autism and he's behavior wise, he's very difficult. But when we had to do Zoom, I told him that all the other kids, they were working on an iPad or something. And I had been trying to figure out how to let them access the screen, you know, how they could choose the stuff on the boom cards and everything. And nobody could do it, but he could take full control of my computer. Things I didn't even want him to have control over. He could mark on my screen, he could do everything. And I told him, we need to have him teaching the other kids because he so
Yeah,
knows how to do it. I said to the point that I don't want him to have that much control, but I was a little surprised at how savvy he was with that,
yeah,
you know. So
yeah. Well, and when we got all the shutdown and everything, then everybody was coming to me. And it's like, You have to listen to me.
Yes, now everybody's like, please teach me, teach me. Yeah.
So it was kind of fun for me because I
Yeah.
finally got to, I finally had their attention.
Yeah, you had their attention. That's great.
Now
So
don't stop. Just keep having
yeah,
some of these activities because the
yeah,
kids love when they can, be on
yeah,
there and be able to show some of these different ways of that they're learning and everything.
yeah,
And a few of them still want to go back to this is how we've always done it, so they're going to go
yeah,
backwards. But some of these
yeah,
kids just thrive whenever they can do, like one of the things. One of my upcoming one is Wakelet, but Flip is another one. They love to be able to do like a little video, or they like to do these different things
yeah.
because they can do it in the
Mhm.
private way and still present all this knowledge that they've gained and
Yeah,
then share it with their peers, not just their teacher, but their
yeah.
peers. And they love
We've
it.
talked about that same student that I was referring to, he did a PowerPoint presentation, and the autism teacher said, that he was so proud of that because he really struggles with reading and spelling those things. But on the computer, he was able to do it and do this whole presentation, and they got to show it to everybody. He got to present it to everybody. And, it's really important for them just to have that self-esteem and confidence
Yes.
too.
Oh,
So
yes. Yes, because they want to be a part of that too, and
yeah,
that's their way of doing it. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
important. It's
It's
important.
very important. So, well, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm so glad that you got to be a part of this, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that you tuned in. And
yeah,
if you can check out some of the others and everything, just let us
yeah.
know what you'd like to see some more of. And
Anyway, but
well,
I
that worked out
appreciate
good
it.
then.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. I hope you got
Bye-bye.
something out of it. And
Thank you. I did. Thank you.
good, good. Well, the recording will be up probably hopefully by, cross my fingers, hopefully by tomorrow. And that way,
Okay.
if you need a refresher, you can go back, and then I'll have that document that I was working on. I'll put that up so you can play on with it and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing all that because I was trying to take some notes, but that'll make it much easier. So,
Yes, yes.
okay. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.